Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to topic 8.5, deadlock prevention. So deadlock prevention, we constraining how requests for resources can be made. Topic 7.31, for deadlock to be happen, it must hold four necessary conditions. So to prevent it, so we need to invalidate at least one of the four necessary conditions. The first necessary condition is mutual exclusion. This is only hold for non-shareable resources. So meaning that one of the characteristics of resources for deadlock, it only happen for non-shareable resources. The second necessary condition is hold and wait. So to prevent hold and wait, we need to guarantee that whenever a process requests a resource, it must not hold any other resources. Two protocol where we ensure that hold and wait cannot be happen. The first one is we require thread to request and allocated all of its resources before it begins execution. So however, it can cause low resource utilization because since resources may be allocated but unused for a long period. The second protocol, since it's not practical to practice the first protocol, so the second protocol, we allow process to request resources only when we allow thread to request resources only when the thread has none allocated to it. Unfortunately, starvation is possible because a thread that needs several popular resources may have to wait indefinitely, because at least one of the resources that it needs is always allocated to some other thread. The third necessary condition why deadlock can happen, because we not allow preemption. So to ensure that no preemption happen to resources, so the first protocol, if a process that is holding some resources requests another resources that cannot be immediately allocated to it, so then all resources currently being held must be released. So the preempted resources are added to the list of resources for which the thread is waiting. So the thread will be restarted only it can regain back its old resources as well as the new ones that it is requesting. So for the second protocol, where we enforce the waiting thread to release its resources, that one you can refer in the textbook. The last necessary condition is circular wait. So two protocol, how we can prevent circular wait. We can impose a total ordering of all resource types. The second protocol, we require each process request resources. Each thread requests resources in an increasing order of enumeration. So the first protocol is simply assign each resource a unique integer number. So for example, since we have two resources, first mutex and second mutex, so we assign first mutex to 1 and second mutex to 5. So for the second protocol, resources must be acquired in increasing order. So we must first request first mutex, okay, then the second mutex. Okay, so that's why they say that code for track 2 is wrong because it requests second mutex then first mutex. Okay, so this is when the programmer set resources must be request in an increasing order. Okay, right. So that's all for deadlock prevention. Okay, so in the next video we will continue with deadlocks avoidance. Thank you for watching, guys.